I sacrifice not earth for happier worlds. Everything is condensed in this single sentence. I sacrifice not earth to happier world. Yes, there are happier worlds. Now she says sacrifice. She doesn't say abandon. I abandon not earth to for happier world. She doesn't say that. I abandon not earth for happier world. I sacrifice not earth to happier world. In other words, she sees something very, very, very rich in the earth. Something very demanding, something very precious in it. And therefore, I don't want to sacrifice her for that purpose. There is something so precious in it, I don't want to sacrifice for your happier worlds. In means possibly for her, this fulfillment of the earth will be more happy than the worlds where she would be going. I don't want to sacrifice for that purpose. Today it may look to you like this, but it will be perhaps better than what is up there. Obviously, it has to be better than up there because there is a constant possibility of growth and expansion and become wider and brighter and all that here. There it is frozen, type of fixed, you see. The evolutionary soul is there which will keep on growing, growing, growing. It is that aspect which Savitri does not want to sacrifice. I sacrifice not earth to happier worlds because they dwell the eternal's vast idea and its dynamic will in men and things. So only could the enormous sin begin. Why the whole thing is happening here? Because there is the vast idea. Because there is a dynamic will of the Supreme Himself. Therefore, the whole thing has started. The process of evolution started because of that. Now, what is the vast idea of the Supreme, of the Eternal? The vast idea of the Eternal is this earthly life to become life divine. That is the vast idea. To change the earthly life to life divine. That is the vast idea behind the whole process, why he began the whole thing, you see. There is his will, his sankalpa is there behind it. And his dynamic will in men and things. So only could the enormous sin begin. Now, what is this enormous sin? Whence came this profitless wilderness of stars, this mighty barren wheeling of the sun? The suns are moving around, round, round, and all that as if nothing is happening around. What for? For what purpose? For what purpose all this thing? Is it futile? Is it without any meaning, without any content? Mighty, barren, wheeling of the stars, they are not yielded anything yet. That does not mean that they will not. Because there is a vast idea behind all that. Whence came this profitless wilderness of stars, galaxies after galaxies, endless, endless, endless in every direction. What for? Who made the soul of futile life in time? Planted a purpose and a hope in the heart, set nature to a huge and meaningless task, or planned a million aeon efforts waste. Who has done that thing? Because behind all that there is the eternal's vast idea. Therefore, all these things are happening. There is a dynamic will behind it of the eternal. What foes condemned to birth and death and tears, this conscious creature crawling on the globe. If earth can look up to the light of heaven and hear an answer to her lonely cry, not vain their meeting, nor heaven's touch is near. She's again saying, then in that case, the heaven's touch is not a snare again. If earth can look up to the light of heaven and hear an answer, you see again, looking up and hearing an answer. You see, to raise God, to raise earth to God, to bring God down. Both gone simultaneously. Not vain. If this is to happen, then all this labor of the stars, etc., is not vain. Is not vain at all. Heaven's touch is not then a snare at all, you see. I hear an answer to her lonely cry. You see, earlier, 152.10, there are high glimpses, not lasting sight. Okay. A few can climb to an unperishing sun. Our lives on the edges of the mystic moon and channel to earth mind the wizardry. Only a few can climb up there. So the whole thing is not only for the sake of those few. Then she says, the heroes and the demigods are few, to whom the close immortal voices speak, and to their acts the heavenly clan are near. Few are the silences in which truth is heard. She is repeating again, few, few, few. Few are the silences in which truth is heard, unveiling the timeless utterance of her deed. Few are the splendid moments of the tears. Few. See, eternity is there, time is going on, but there are hours of God when things suddenly happen differently altogether. Few. In that those hours of God, a total change takes place, complete turn, a new turn is taken here. Now she says here, few can climb to an unperishing sun, etc., etc. If thou and I are true, the word is true. There is a purpose for that. Although only few can climb up at a moment, it does not mean that others will not be able to climb up. Of course, there is a sentence, there is a similarity of the statement with what we have in the Gita also. In the Gita, he tells, the teacher of the Gita tells, among 1,000 devotees, there are only few who can really approach me in the trueness. Maybe there are people who will clap and wave agarbattis or offer flowers and all that thing. Among those thousands and thousands of those devotees, there are really very few who really come to me. And again, out of those few, there are hardly one or two who would really come nearer to me. Who would really come nearer to me, you see. So you have to really go into the inner circle, whether you want to be in those 10,000 or whether you want to be in those 1,000 or you want to be in those 100 or you want to be in those few here who are very close to her. That closeness will come only when this is totally open to her. Then only things can happen. Otherwise, okay, goes on, you see. You can keep on clapping the name of the God, Lord, whatever you want to call him, you see. If earth can look up to the light of heaven, what is important is this. You have to look up and hear an answer to her lowly cry, not vain their meeting, nor heaven's touch is near. If thou and I are true, the world is true. Now, in one single sentence, she has dismissed the entire theory of Maya, illusion. This world is an illusion, is a dream, is an hallucination. Shankara's theory is totally dismissed by Savitri in half a sentence. If you are true, if God is true, then why can't this world be true? If thou and I are true, the world is true. Although thou hide thyself behind thy works, to be is not a senseless paradox. Since God has made earth, earth must make in her God. See, since God has made earth must make in her God. It is God's responsibility. And you want me to come back, leaving the earth as it is. You have made this world. The world is true. You are true. Everything is true. See, if this world were a false world, truth cannot come out of it. If this world is an illusion, reality cannot emerge out of it. But because this is God's word, and if God is true, then how can this world be false? Since God has made earth, earth must make in her God. In her, of course, in earth. See, the force with which she is saying that thing is completely caught in the monosyllabic construction of the line. Since God has made earth, earth must make in her God. Monosyllabic line, she is asserting it. It gives the full emphasis. The power of poetry conveys the power of the truth which is there behind its utterance. Since God, that is, we can say, well, it's practically a spondy, has made, I am, earth, spondy, must make, also is spondy, in her God, an anapist. So you see, all the syllables are powerful syllables. Since God has made earth, earth must make in her God. So the thrust, the emphasis with which the spondies, the use of spondies, use the thrust with which the sentence is uttered, telling that it has to be so. You see, not only monosyllabic, but also the use of so many spondies here in one single line. Since God has made earth, earth must make in her God. What hides within her breast, she must reveal. I claim thee for the world that thou hast made. Yeah, you have made this world for purpose with the vast idea of life divine. I claim it for that purpose. I claim thee for the world that thou hast made. I want you for that purpose here.